And we're back live inside the green screen hangar, and we are going to have a very special time. Can you please put your hands together for the 10th anniversary ZBrush Summit? First of all, yeah, it's pretty good, but
hands together.
I am always honored, and it's always a pleasure to be here to do this. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my teammates on the ZBrush team. We've got Ian Robinson and Paul Gabry to illuminate you as to what's new inside of ZBrush. Take it away, guys.
Hey-oh! Hey, everybody!
Hi! Hi, Paul.
Hi, Ian. Energy level, great. I feel it. I love it. Feel it. Feel it.
Yeah.
Or that could just be everyone's sweat and heat and just coming up.
It's everyone's sweat and heat, but it's also I'm just dumping energy to you. Just go, go, go.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's all moral support.
Thank you. That's what he's up here for.
Hi.
All right. So we're going to show you what we've been up to in ZBrush. We also have a very, very huge special announcement at the end of this as well. So don't go anywhere. And obviously, we are going to be announcing who won our Jack-O-Lantern Mini Challenge. And I will say this, some of you here right now are winning something. Some of you have won in the Jack-O-Lantern Challenge, and you're here physically. Just an FYI.
So don't leave.
So don't leave. And then we're obviously going to be announcing the main Thursday live ZBrush Sculpt Off that we do every year. But let's get going with ZBrush. So I'll get to show you guys this just incredible piece that I've been working on.
Hands.
Yeah.
I like hands.
It's glorious. Glorious. Okay, so let's get going. So when we're looking at something like this, obviously as artists and when we're working, just think about stuff like we're just trying to move a hand, move the fingers. Think about simple posing right now. Obviously, we're all going to do things like this. This is my preferred method. Go in a little bit of a mask, have that mask blend a little bit. So you all are probably familiar now with the anchor brush for those that are using 2023, right? So this would be something that could be very useful. You just make a couple dots, right? And then you just start, yes, thumbs down, thumbs up, right? Start moving this where you, oh, look at that, beautiful, beautiful, right? So the process here obviously is me having to go and, as you can see, making views, deciding what I want as a mask, blurring that, then dropping our dots, putting them where I want, and maybe dropping that finger down a little bit, right? Putting it in position. So for this version that we're showing today, we've done an update to the anchor brush. So now we're just going to make some dots, and then you can just start moving the finger. You don't even have to do a mask at all anymore. So you just make the dots where you want, and then you just start moving it around, positioning where you, whoop, 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 whoop. It's Halloween, so.
Yeah, break a finger.
It's Halloween, right? So I really enjoy doing this. Obviously, you can keep walking up a finger if you wanted to in this example, okay? So let's look at this a little bit more at a grander scale, like old school. I'm bringing this back because it's the 10th anniversary. Ironically, this model was used in the 10th anniversary video we did of ZBrush too. Since the 10th, look at this.
It's intertwined. It's connected.
So my jokes aren't working today, so good. All right.
Come on, let's give it up for Paul.
No,
Come on, go on.
No pity, no pity, no pity, no pity. Okay, so obviously now, if you got this, I like to use the move and rotate, right? I'm going to throw some symmetry on, and then we're going to just have some, let's have some real fun. Yes. Pick up a box. Why wouldn't you want to do this? Right? So this is more of also thinking about this more as like a design. Oh, yeah, why wouldn't you want that? Look at that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then I like to switch to something like this and big hands, right? So you can start doing some different crazy stuff with this, right? Thinking design-wise. He's breathing, okay? Or, you know, since it is actually Halloween close to it, right? Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Tiny
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. But the key here is, look at that. That's beautiful. They're done.
That's fine art.
Isn't Art Basel in December? Let's print it. We're done. There's a piece.
We got printers outside.
Well, that's nice. Thank you for the pity clap of my artwork. Okay, the idea here is obviously you can see no masking was done. We're just making the 2 points. We're moving things around. So thinking about this is another design element, like thinking about a little character like this, right? So during the process, this is what we're thinking about. What can we do? So in this case, you know, as an artist, I might grab something simple. We're going to grab the dog like this. We're going to divide the dog up. Okay, and then we're going to say, you know what, I don't want the subdivision levels. We're going to be the old handy-dandy Dynamesh. You know what, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm sure you're all aware of this. You grab the resolution, you can actually pick And you see the resolution's now changing. This is not new. This has just been there. But for those of you, it's new now, for those that didn't know, right? So you pick that and you throw it in Dynamesh mode, right? And then I'm thinking, again, more about a design element. So let's quickly think about how approaching this would work, right? So we can keep Dynameshing. For me, adding on top of this, I like to throw a little Sculptris Pro in this because you can see you can quickly just get rid of things. Maybe I don't want the tail, gone. Okay, get rid of anything here maybe. That's what did it for you guys, not my dad jokes.
You go there on a Sunday, really.
We got a lively crowd out here today. I like it, right? So going back to this, the anchor brush, okay? Thinking about this, you have these options, and just thinking about trying to show this in more than one way, and you don't have to have clean topology. You can just do whatever you want, stretch it out, put some dots in here. And then this is, again, where I like to kind of just walk down, and you can just keep moving. This is the fun part, this one right here. Yes, that's the fun part. Yes, happy mistake. There. Right? So again, this is the idea, right? You can keep designing, oh, look at that, Dynameshing it up, and let your designs come to life. We're not worrying about masking. That's really one of our goals for this. As we said, we were trying to think about how can we expand across this anchor brush. It's like a swing now.
Yeah.
Right? The designs that you can get in here, just incredible. Look at that. What a design.
Oh, I thought it was put them up.
That is put them up. It is put them up. Okay, so the anchor brush now has its essence, its own built-in system, so you don't have to do any of your masking. However, with that said, let's go back to Mr. Lutz here, okay? This is, again, sorry, Steve Jubinville, if you're watching. This is Steve Jubinville's model. So in case he's watching, I apologize. All right, so going back then, thinking about, again, expanding upon this idea, we've got some gizmo that I'm sure you all use. Who uses the transpose line anymore? Everybody in here? Raise your hands. Raise your hands.
Yes.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Still powerful.
Yes.
All right, and everyone else is the gizmo, diehard gizmo fans. Me too. He's so cute and cuddly. I just don't like when he changes. Thank you, Hammy. I had one laugh for that one. Wow, holy moly, I'm not doing well today.
You're nailing it.
All right, nailing it. Okay, so with the gizmo, as we were doing, we were masking, okay? So what we've done is done a little update to your mask. So if you notice, this is not the same mask that you've had. So what you are used to is a classic, what you all have now is this, right? So you see how your mask is moving down the topology. You got a harsh mask, you got to blur it, right, to start moving things. We are now updating the masking for transpose to be a lot more of a smoother mask for you all. So especially for if you're trying to pose something or you move something around, you can just see you get a way better mask. So it's got a built-in. But we didn't stop there. We did not stop there. We wanted to continue doing, I'm going to go on the other arm now. So now if you're going to start a mask, you can see the gizmo now moves with the mask. So we're looking at the actual now gradient of this mask, how it makes sense within the topology, and putting this gizmo at the best spot for your movement and what you guys would want to do, right? So as an example, again, we'll clear the mask. I do a little something like this. See, it's not moving. So we have the ability now, when I hold the control key and let go, it now moves along with my mask, and now it's positioned right where I'd want it to be.
Paul.
Yes?
People are happy in the chat.
Yeah.
What do you got for me?
People are pretty happy in the chat.
Oh, they're happy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
You get the smiles and the other emoticons that really can't make sense.
I just want to know if they like my jokes. That's it. That's all. I'm just working on my stand-up. That's really all I'm up here for. It's not like
tears with their emojis.
I don't know ZBrush. I just know it a little. Oh, I'm not wearing that shirt.
You're not wearing that shirt.
I'm not wearing that shirt. Sorry, I'm wearing the dragon of this year. Okay, so coming back to this guy, continuing thinking about design, thinking about what we're going to do and how you guys are going to keep working. This is one of my favorite brushes, having these chisel brushes. I love these brushes, right? You can just quickly draw out some stuff, change up here and say, you know what? You can change your draw size, obviously, change your Z intensity, so then you get different types of scale in this case, okay? Pretty cool. Yay. We're all used to this. So what we've done here, I'm going to put my Z intensity back up, is we have a new stroke for you. So there is now a drag stamp. Okay, so this is going to be a little different than the drag rectangle. This has got built-in mode for when you are doing, we'll go a little bit smaller. When I start going, you can see it slowly comes off the surface. So you guys as artists can decide, do I want to be there? Do I want to go there? Do I want to go here? Do I want to go there? Okay, you like that one? All
That's me a clap.
Yeah,
come on
right.
now. Make a little bit of noise.
Right? We're always about how can we save some time as artists, right? So now I don't have to touch my Z intensity. I can just keep using this stroke and just putting these scales where I want them, deciding if I want them to go out. It's just creating a faster workflow is what it's about as well. Okay, so this, I'm just looking at my notes. I had to make notes.
You can consult your notes.
Huh?
But you can consult the notes, but people are saying, "Oh my God, so much more control now." Of course, isn't that what you want?
That's what I want.
Power.
This is really coming together.
It's beautiful.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Not coming together.
Don't bore us.
at
Get
all.
to the chorus. Let's
What?
have it. Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Oh, okay. All right. Everyone familiar with a ship like this? Yes.
Yes.
What is it? Wow, that was great. That was really well done together.
Pretty electric. One more time. The Nautilus.
Called the Nautilus. Right. Forget it. We'll move on. Okay. So if we look at this, all these little spheres, dots, like all these little bolts along here, is something that always is, hey, how can I do this? What's the fastest way to go about this? Again, I think this version is really about us concentrating as an artist, flow, what can we do? So I want to just grab it simply here. I'm going to grab a plane, all right? And let's grab an insert mesh brush. We're going to grab this guy. We'll do a sphere like this. Yes, looks beautiful, okay? So you guys are all used to, obviously, nothing like that. What? Exactly. See, I got you. You're thinking that I sent you one direction, and I took a left. So what we have done now is your insert mesh brushes can use every single stroke now, right? So, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Now you got their attention.
Ooh, all right, we're excited now, aren't we?
Look at the smile on Hammy's face in the front row here. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He's giddy.
Right? Normally, you guys would probably use like the curve mode for this, right? So now you have this where it's stepping, and then my brush stroke is controlling, obviously the speed is controlling the number of these are falling. So expanding upon this, we want to say, well, we've got something called a lazy mouse. Throw on lazy mouse, throw in a stepping in there. Let's go 3. I feel good about 3.
Feel good.
And then now you can just drop a couple wherever you want them, right? So okay, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, the clapping that's happening.
This is a game changer.
Holy
Paul.
moly. Guys, this is great. You're just clapping after everything I do. How can I get this at home?
Too good.
I do the dishes and they just look at me. Why didn't you do them sooner? Whatever. I'm like, okay, sorry, Mom. All right, so you got to think about stuff like this, right? That you can just keep now smoothly working through and doing a lot of quick things. So that is me holding the shift key. So when you click, you hold the shift key, and then now I'm just keep tapping the shift key and letting go. So I've never taken the pen off the actual Cintiq itself. So it's all just sitting right here for me and moving along, okay? So this was cool. This was great. This gave me some ideas. So if you're looking back at the Nautilus, think about all those bolts and stuff that are on there. That's how I did that, okay?
Hold on a
What
second.
happened?
Julie chimes in and says, really great. Could have used this on the Miami Bull. Laugh out loud.
Did anybody watch that? That was an awesome presentation by Steve. If you guys didn't watch it, it was fantastic.
Oh, sorry, Julie.
It was great. I enjoyed it. All right, so we're looking at this. Let's expand upon this even some more. Let's keep moving forward, thinking about how we can use this. All right, so let's take a look at just these guys. Let's go ahead and let's mask off that one right there. Let's inverse it, okay? I'm gonna go back into Gizmo. I love myself some Gizmo, okay? We all know it now, right? I'm gonna center that so it's sitting there. You know what? I want a different brush. Let's use a different insert mesh brush. This is one of my favorites. Joseph, if you're watching, love it. Thank you for making this brush. He made this brush when we developed this. This is one of my favorite brushes that ship with ZBrush. It's the model kit brush. Amazing stuff. This is Dress made all this. What a surprise. What a surprise. Okay, so now we have something like this, okay? I'm going to make a little mark here in our undos. Again, this theme that you guys are constantly keep seeing in our most recent releases, especially in the last, I would say the last 5 releases, we keep using this undo capability. So we've now added something that's called replay, in essence, the similar to everything that we're looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, let's replace that, okay, and then apply it to all of them. That didn't get a clap.
Let's hear it for that.
No, that got a whoa. Like they had to process that one.
Hold on.
Like, can you do that again? Back it up.
Hold on.
It's very ginger clapping. This is very ginger.
It's ginger?
They're very ginger about their clapping.
Very ginger, very ginger. Okay,
like
so
I'm at a horse race.
Let's re-look at this then at like in the case of the Nautilus, okay, or something like this. We want to play with this a little bit, right? And then let's say we mask off this portion, right? Because I know I'm going to want to replace it. So your goal here is that one piece is essence is the same all over this part right now. So then I'm going to inverse that mask, obviously, because I want to look at just this one piece, okay? This is the state that it's in, so I need to make an undo now. So this is my new undo. I'm going to switch to, obviously, my gizmo. Oh, by the way, I have to show this. This is something also that's been in here for a while, but I think it might be helpful for you guys. We all send in our gizmo with the little icons above. How many times where you can't see the icons? Happens all the time, yes? Right? So did you know that you can actually do it in masking? Did you know that it's there? Go to Unmask Center, right there, boom. So if you didn't, Rodolfo, no, all right? So this is where you're looking at. I'm just gonna blue arrow, right? Replace it, okay? Ooh, you know, and then draw this in and out again, right? Okay, and then you're gonna be coming up here and then back in the geometry until it apply to similar, boom, they're all replaced. Right?
That might speed things up a little bit.
That might speed things up a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not done with this feature. This feature was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things we're going to do for this. Let's look at it in a different context. Let's do a little something different. Context is what you're saying?
No, I said rocks.
Oh, rocks.
I like bricks and rocks.
It is rocks. It is. We're rocking up here.
Ooh, ba-dum-tsh.
No, don't clap for that one. No, don't do it. Don't
Please
do
don't.
it.
Please don't.
Let's throw. Wow. We should probably just get off the stage now and call it a day. Holy moly. All right.
Like some of these comments.
Yeah? You throw them at me. Go ahead. You can throw them at me.
I wish I could respond to all of them.
Oh.
What a
All right, so think about this context, right? I am now sculpting on this brick. I'm doing bold colors, so just visually you guys can see everything. So this is a little scene where it's got multiple bricks everywhere. So obviously our problem would be, okay, I want that same thing. This is the same brick, doing it over here, right? That's what I'm looking for, okay? So let's go ahead and make an undo marker again. Let's switch. I'm going to switch to a more fun brush for me that I like to use, pattern 2, all right? And then now I'm going to say, let's take this brick right in here. You know what? Let's throw some color on that too. Why not? Let's get some RGB on that. Throw some color in that brick too, right? And then again, coming down to our similar and let it go across. And then wherever those bricks are, we're doing it for you. So it's not just about insert mesh replacement, it's about sculptural also. So anything you guys do now that you have pieces of anywhere, okay, that you want to have, I need that to happen across the board, you got it. It's like not an instant system that's really an instant system.
instant population.
What? Yeah.
Instant population.
All right, so, okay, so let's go back to something here too. I want to kind of come back here. Let's go to the brush. Let's go into these brushes here. By the way, there's another 350 brushes and probably in Lightbox. I don't know what the number is anymore. I think we shipped with 750 brushes. So here is the brushes, some of the brushes that I used to make the piece you're looking at. All right, so we got a bunch of little clog rocks in here, okay? I'm gonna go to my brush. I'm gonna go to my modifiers. This little slider right here, I'm gonna do my old magnifier here. Thanks, Ofair. I'm gonna do this old magnifier right here. I'm gonna put it at 3. So this is telling it to just randomly now select the rocks above. Okay, so because we've got every stroke, I can now say drag dot, and I can just start putting rocks wherever I want them, right? And then it is now cycling through, and I can position, and you see it's updating based upon the surface, putting them where I want. Okay, great, but this is where there's just the fun begins, you know, spraying it out. Yes, why wouldn't I want that?
Yeah.
Right? Okay?
Road of rocks.
Load of rocks. However, this is ridiculous. This is in the sense that that's a lot of rocks, right? So we're going to want to be able to space this out, gap this out a little bit for you all, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my stroke palette. I'm going to go to my modifiers. And now that you guys have all these strokes available to you, you're probably going to visit this modifier window a lot more. It's always been there. It's always been here as well, okay? But now in here, there is a flow. So you can use the flow. So I'm going to put this, let's just put it at a low number so you can really get the idea here. all right? And so now you can start doing a flow difference. So there's not as many sitting on top of each other, right? So and this is being controlled by various things. You got a draw size controlling some things, so now I can get smaller rocks. And if you look closely, see how the rocks are different sizes? Okay? That is also your control here with the slider that's called scale. So if you turn this slider up, we are gonna randomly scale different sizes for you. And if you're playing with color, we're gonna also give you random coloring when you're starting to use this. So here's the thing also that we wanted to add with this. I have the ability now to just do something like this, but I kind of want to go for smaller rocks and just a couple here and there moving around. So besides the flow, which we're doing right now in this presentation, we're having a flow. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to turn, that was a fantastic. Okay, we're going to turn on lazy mouse. And now if you guys also use your stepping here, you're going to now control that in a different way, where now you see you just get a little bit less rocks. They're a little more just randomly going there, right? So the combination of your flow with your lazy mouse will expand all of this for you. Cool? All right? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. The claps are good. It helps me
Yeah,
look at my
pretty good.
notes real quick to make sure I don't forget to give you guys anything.
Can you use a morph brush with that?
No, because you're changing your vertex.
Right.
You're taking your vertex already. A morph target has to have the same vertex count number. Once you change your vertex count number, morph target, but you could use history brushes for stuff like that. I'm just saying.
I baited you into that.
There, wheel it in, don't wheel it in.
I knew you were going there.
Okay, so let's continue moving on with this idea. Let's switch to something else here, okay, for this. So we've got these bricks in here, okay, coming in here. They're in different locations, right? Once again, we can come in here and say, all right, I want to do something to this brick, okay? So you can say, I want a stroke, and then apply it to all of them. Oops, I made a change in here, right? So this stroke, I wanted to apply all of them. So obviously I need to tell ZBrush first, hey, this is the state I want you to look at. And then now sculpturally, I want you to make a change here and then go and apply it to everything. So that's even if it's down there, it's here, it's there, right? No matter where it is. Okay, good. Good, yes.
Yeah.
Go.
We're clearly shouting out environment artists right now.
Right.
Look how fast
I'm
you
trying
just
to
did
give
that.
some love to
Yes,
environments.
exactly.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I love it. It was like 4 arms that went up in this stage. Yes, environments. Beautiful. Okay, so again, looking at this, let's continue this more because I think this feature is just got so much growth, so much potential here for us of what we can do. I'm going to make another undo now here because I'm at the base of these columns, okay? So then I'm going to start making a mask, doing a mask, and yes, your masks also transfer across the surface.
Yes, Sammy, yeah.
Right? So
We're gonna need a little more life from the audience. They're really giving you. They're really giving it to you online. I mean, really. Come on now. Yeah, that's more like it. You're getting beat up in the chat, by the way. I'm just saying.
you guys excited about that, eh?
Hey,
Okay, great. Well, sticking with masking, why not? Okay. So again, we're trying to think of ways to, we've already got some sculpt done and moving along. This, I'm sure, happens to all of us. I'm going back to the bricks because then we do a mask, say something like this, okay? And then we're always trying to get just certain portions masked off, other parts not masked off. We're having a lot of fun with that. Me, I'm a big component of doing this and then just growing this like this, right? That's just growing the pieces out. So what I'm holding down, so if you hold like a little piece like this, so any little part that's visible there, if you do Control-Shift-A, it grows everything out, right? So you get it all. This is old. This is one of my favorite, okay? This is the same thing as growing and shrinking. Growing. Oh, I can't do it. All right, so taking this idea and taking this new feature, okay, to another level, right? We're going to go, we're going to go with a mask, say something like this, okay? Then I'm going to go into our masking menu, all right? And I'm going to go grow all. Boom, they're all grown. I don't have to go find them anymore, right? It's just, again, it's about flow, working, getting close, and getting things done quicker. So with that said, you guys, this one was really excited because when he made this, and I was like, this is awesome. This is a changer for me. this right here, especially a hard surface guy. You also have shrink all, so it only will give you the pieces that are 100% masked. So if something's not 100% masked, we just get rid of the mask for you automatically and give you this mask. Okay? So this is kind of just layering things on top of what we're looking at, how we're doing, sculpturally moving, going through things. All right, I'm not done, okay? I'm not done.
There's more.
Thank you for that. We have now added many, 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 many more noises. These are just a few of noises that we've added to here. So this is now gonna be found, obviously, here we'll open this up a little bit more. Let's go ahead and append. And by the way, if your mind is going right now, you are going to be able to use that replay to similar parts, even when you're playing noises. It's anything. Remember, it's sculptural, it's painting, it's masking, it's swapping geometry. We've given you, I think, every scenario. Like, maybe there's a scenario missing, but I think we're starting off on the right foot with this feature. At least I hope we are, right? It even does, well, you know what? It even does, I got to go back.
Okay, let's go back. Go back.
I got to go back. I got to go back. Okay?
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, I'm going to do this, all right? We're going to make an undo, okay, here, right? And then say, how about polygroups?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then tell it apply and all the polygroups.
Yes.
That's where you make a lot of noise.
So yeah, almost every scenario we could think of.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good. We got every scenario.
It's more than a little and less than too much.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see.
Okay. So the noises, what we've done is we've come into obviously our noise. This, I think, is a very popular plugin, I think, for all of us, or a feature for us. I use it a lot, quite a bit.
Same.
So in the noise plugin now, we have taken all the noises out of Cinema 4D, and now you all have them here. So this Cinema 4D is known for this.
Yeah.
Okay? So there are a lot of new noises here, so we'll get rid of the mix. We'll get your strength up, and then we can play with it, right? So you guys are going to have now even more noises to play with, and have there's some really cool ones in here that they have. And this is one of the things that Cinema 4D is really well known for, is all the noises that they have. So we've taken them from there. There is so much surfacing. You know what? It is kind of an environment.
Yeah, it really is.
Put together. It really is.
Except for, I would say the noises on this as well. That Square Enix presentation, if you guys are watching, and the way they were doing all the detailing on the arms, just think of that with something like this too.
I can't read what's in the chat room.
A what?
What?
Is it family friendly?
No.
No?
No.
Can you
Make some noise for the chat.
Hey,
I feel like
closer.
Louis in
Get
his own
closer.
presentation over there.
Get over here. Get over
his
here.
own
What are you-
thing.
Ken,
what
I
are you
gotta
doing?
jump
What
on
are you
and get to
doing?
the
What are you
key.
doing?
Read
What are you doing?
that and pass it
What are you
back.
doing? No, you keep going.
Read
Paul.
that
You
and
keep
pass it
going.
back.
All right. That's why we're here.
Okay.
Read that and pass it back.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Lordies.
Louis.
I don't know if I want to
Get over
know
here.
now. Okay, so with this said, all right, I have a special video too that I need to share with you. It's a premiere video for you all.
You're doing this
Here.
right now?
I'm going to do this right now. I think it's time. They're ready for the video.
Hold on a
I
second.
think it's good to go.
Hold on.
They're excited.
Hold on.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm showing you all this new stuff we're adding into ZBrush, the way we're thinking, right? Sculpturally, change. You want a platform right now?
I don't want you to do it yet. They've been made fun of online. They said the real crowd is more virtual than the virtual crowd.
Oh, okay.
Those are fighting words. So I want you all to make more noise than you've made all day. In honor of what he's about to... Are you going to show them something special? But only if we can get loud. Can we get some loud noise?
Big one.
Yeah!
That's excitement right there. That sounds like excitement.
Okay.
Let them have it.
Okay.
All right, I win.
Let them have it. Let them have it.
I'm going to say, before I play this is probably my, good Lord, 16 years of making ZBrush, going on 17 years. This is something many you here and online have
Dreamers.
asked about. Okay?
Dreaming for it.
I'm just saying, I'm going to let the video do the talking, and then we'll just watch.
Hold on.
And let it roll.
At home in internet land, now's the time to pay close attention. Don't get up and leave. Paul Gabriel, give them what they got.
All right. I'm going to play it. Hold on. I'm going to suspense.
It's the antici.
Looking for my hotkey.
Cue the music.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
right.
Stand up. Have at it. Now what? Now what? Now what? Take a good long look. Take a good long look. Now you can do it anywhere, anytime, wherever you want. They're standing for all the people at home in TV land.
So it worked, huh? The video worked?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so you guys, we're working on all that stuff we just shown you and an iPad version of ZBrush all at the same time for you. Okay? So
We broke the chat. We broke the chat.
Yeah.
It crashed. The chat
we are
crashed.
Now they can calm
we're
down.
looking for beta testers. We're looking for people who want to do. Scan that QR code. Get that QR code. Fill out that form. I'm looking for artists. I'm looking for people that want to be involved with us, having some fun with the ZBrush on the iPad. And that's my pen drop. I'm done.
Yep, you done?
I'm done. I'm
Okay,
done.
but don't-
Wait, what?
But don't, hold on a second.
What?
We like surprises around here.
Oh my God, another one? I
Okay.
don't think I
Yes,
can handle this.
Of course.
I don't think I can handle
So-
another
Well,
one.
here, that's why we
All
got
right,
you a
thank
chair.
Listen, we like to bring it like it's never been brought before. And so, you know, I have interviewed across the spectrum of time, 16 years for myself with this company. I've interviewed some of the world's best artists. And I have to say that there's a person that eluded me for so many years. Eluded me and was, it almost felt like it could never happen. And I want to say, first I'm going to quote someone. I want to quote Rick Rubin in his new book, The Creative Act. And it's made me think of this person more than ever over 26 years has been doing this very thing. Rules direct us to average behaviors. And if we're aiming to create works that are exceptional, most rules shouldn't apply. And average is nothing to aspire to. There's never been anything average or rule-based when thinking about ZBrush. And for 26 years, this person has worked night and day and has carved a path and laid the foundations for everyone across the globe who is a ZBrusher to have an opportunity to reach their fullest potential in that space, and has transformed multiple industries, transformed lives, saved lives in some cases without getting grossly autobiographical, but others have said. And so this interview is the most monumental one of all because it's with the ZBrush founder and inventor, Ofer Alon. So without further ado, let's take a look at what the man himself behind the Z has to say.
What were the steps or inspirational sort of moments for how you came to uncover such a monumental application?
Well, I would like to say that it was great thinking on my side to come up with the idea for ZBrush, but the truth is it was needed. It's necessity. This is what brings most of the greatest inventions are coming from the need for those inventions to be created. Prior to starting Pixologic and ZBrush, I was working at Sega in a game development. During the development of this game, I got to both work on basically the engine itself, writing the engine, but I also needed to create artwork, the graphics for the environments. And at that time, most of the tool would be, majority of the time I would use Photoshop. And even though I had an ideas for, I imagine what I would like to create, it took a long time to create those imagery that I needed. And then I was thinking, many ideas died even before getting the opportunity to come to life. I really love the concept of being able to 3D lighting, shadows, being able to have all this done automatically by the software while you're thinking about the overall concept of what you're creating. And while in 2D, you have to do every step yourself.
Sure.
So then I was thinking about what if there was a program that allow you to interact with it similar to a 2D application where you draw, like with a brush. However, it will also allow you to have the features coming from 3D, like lighting and shadows and material specification. And this was the start of ZBrush.
Listening to some of the people on the team talk about how they've been attracted to ZBrush or how they discovered ZBrush, it feels like, from what you're saying, that there's this thing that needed to happen and it was shaking and vibrating, pulling you towards it, you know?
ZBrush needed to be created. Whether it's going to be us, if we didn't do it, someone else would have.
Yeah, as a response to maybe the position you'd been put in at that time, working with sort of more, I don't want to call them primitive, more early early era graphics-based applications and procedures, that need kind of showed itself to you.
I was inspired by people creating the software before me. I remember in Photoshop there was a plugin that created by that was called Kai Power Tools. Probably most people will not remember because this is a long time ago. But I was so inspired by the capability for someone to come up with an imaginative concept. It's more than the numbers or the sliders that you're going to use. There is a feeling to it. And once you get it, you want more of that.
Yeah. So this last 25 years is a reaction to things that were, happening, and a response in real time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Right.
That attraction to the software ended up in a space where people are coming more and more to it. What do you think drove the success of the ZBrush Central Forum and the top row as a result?
The need for people to share the excitement and creativity with other people. Now, it's very important to be able to share your artwork with your fellow members and artists, and being able to get feedback for what your creation. But I was most concerned about the artist himself and how they feel about their work and what they're creating. If I create a tool that will make you feel great about what you are and what you can do, you would want to use it all the time. Mm-hmm. It's simple nature. I mean, people like to feel good about what they're doing. And this is what I think the strength of ZBrush is. When someone is getting into the zone, they're creating an artwork that they feel good about, that they feel it probably even exceeded their expectation. And this is when they feel the need to share it with other people, and this is where ZBrush Central came into the place.
And was the forum and the top row sort of, or was it something that was thought out in advance, or was it something that just came to be as a response to more and more people contacting you and the team?
A lot of things happened during the development of ZBrush and the progression with the interaction with the community. Most of the people, the forum goers, are anonymous. I mean, you don't really know them personally, sure. And you don't know what their credential they can. If they tell you it's a great image, but you don't know the person behind it. So thinking that if we as a moderator, we choose specific images, mm-hmm. It gives it more credential. It says, we as the creator of ZBrush think that those are individually selected to be shared with many more people because we think they're fantastic. And the artist obviously was thrilled by being selected.
Yeah, it was a major point of reference.
Absolutely,
when I got started, it was the thing to look at almost every day. In the earliest days, it was a very sort of small group. It was yourself focusing on the technical aspects of it and also pulling these people into the mix.
Whole team, right.
Yeah.
ZBrush would not have been what it is today if you take any person of the team out. It will be very different because right. Everyone had a contribution to the quality of ZBrush, and it's including the relationship with artists, the ideas for tools that coming both from artists and from us communicating with people who are using ZBrush. It all comes together to produce what it is, ZBrush. And if you change one item, you change everything.
From a business management standpoint, I have to commend me in the early days for pulling all those artists together. You're like yourself, working with them in a collaborative way to exaggerate what they're doing and realize, oh, this could be done this way. And then also collecting artists to come to the forum and share their works. I think it's, there's always kind of like that energy of it. So it's remained that way and organically grown. And it was not forced. I don't think that was like I think it's a byproduct.
No, it's not. Jaime was the first one that was added, and then together we added more people, and sure. then we got to basically the team that we have, the ZBrush team that is behind ZBrush for the last 2 decades.
Crazy enough to hire guys like me and the rest of those guys.
Oh, so, lucky enough to hire.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yes. It's very sweet. The Z Classroom experience, I have a great deal of respect for as an educator and as someone who's grown into being an educator in my time. The Z Classroom experience was and is a robust and very diverse mm-hmm. set of resources. What do you think, or what were the foundations of that, and what sets it apart as a proprietary learning portal?
When was the last time you read documentation for an application you're using?
When was the last time that
you read the documentation? Yeah.
I write the documentation.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let me
You're
rephrase
the wrong
it. You're writing. Okay, So let's go back.
Right.
Normal application, not ZBrush. Usually, when you get a product and you're excited to use it, you don't have time to read the documentation. But with all due respect to you, because I know you're writing ZBrush documentation. Absolutely.
I was just going to say, please read the documentation.
This is
my
the place
life's work.
where you get the authoritative explanation of what a feature is. However, most people, when they're excited, they don't have time to take this. Okay.
Right.
So what do? That you show them video, and this is the beginning of the classroom, saying, if we can show you how we use it, someone knowledgeable, you would learn how to make best use of a feature, and then you can use your creativity to create the artwork using what you've just learned in this Z classroom video.
Speaking of excitement, what's the one feature over the course of this wonderful career of bringing this application to the people? What's the one feature, if you could put your finger on it, that stands out that you could not live without?
Okay, there are different aspects to that. From a creative aspect, I'm sure I can come up with many different features that I consider to be significant part of ZBrush. But if I have to single out one feature that was important for the development of ZBrush throughout, it would have to be subdivision surfaces. The reason is that ZBrush was able to handle graphics much higher details and resolution than other applications. And without subdivision surfaces, you had to stay within the ZBrush environment, because you could not take a 5 million polygon mesh to another application and animate this. It just wasn't the capability to do that. And this is where the introduction of subdivision surfaces allowed us to send a low resolution mesh and a displacement map and allow the same quality of artwork that you would create in ZBrush to be shown in other applications. That was a significant stage for ZBrush.
I think two other things might stand out, and we can expand on this dialogue. I think Dynamesh serves as an accompaniment to that. Really probably propels ZBrush into a space of being much more accessible to a wider audience. How do you feel about that?
Right, because it reduces the time you need to deal with correcting topology in order to allow you to modify the shape significantly. If you already have a low resolution mesh that allow for human character, it would be very difficult to create other creatures with it unless you change the geometry. What Dynamesh allows you to do is to show the intention of stretching or pulling an area, and then telling ZBrush, okay, now we topologize this portion so I can continue sculpting it. So it's basically enhancing creativity without reducing the amount of time you have to deal with the technical aspect, and more time with the creative aspect, which is what ZBrush is all about.
Yeah, complete obliteration of any kind of technical realities.
As much as possible, right.
To a certain end, right?
Right.
The act of ZBrushing, in fact, is something that people can never get enough of. When they see it happening, they're really moved by it.
It's very visual, yes.
And stimulating, to be honest with you. What, for you, goes into making a great application?
When I started developing ZBrush, I was thinking about this question. It is something that may sound really boring. It's predictability. What I mean by predictability is the capability to know ahead of time what will take place. But it's important that the artists, especially because we're talking about a program dedicated to artists, that when they envision something in their mind, they know what tool to select in order to achieve this thing, and the tool better produce exactly what they're expecting. And if it does, then they will use it again. If it doesn't, then they will stop using it.
I think that translates to mostly, if not all, product design, to be completely frank with you. Do you think this is a driver or pursuit for you in response to life and living and its unpredictability?
In some cases, yes. There is an expectation of any action that you take, you're expecting something to come out of it. And the closer you are to it, the more enjoyable it may become because you were able to anticipate. But something that I did appreciate about computing is that it is predictable, and if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, the code was right. If it's not, it's my mistake.
That's really interesting to hear you say that way, and I guess as a response to life and living, it makes total sense, because you can have maybe more control over that space than you can with everyday interactions. I want to go kind of in a different space for a moment. It was a need that drove your interest or inquisitive nature to develop ZBrush.
The need asked for ZBrush to be created, yes.
Yeah, And then at a certain point, that need was illuminated in a time period when you were working for others. Then you decide that entrepreneurship and going at it on your own is the way to go. What advice would you give to other people who are looking to branch out in their lives and reach further towards this concept of being at the head of something and working towards entrepreneurship? What would you say?
It's simple. Do what you love and it will love you back. I mean, this is really simple. ZBrush was it's something that I loved doing, and this is what made it so good, at least from my point of view. When you do something that you enjoy doing, and no one else can compete with you. Find something that makes you happy, and it will make you happy by doing that.
Now that you've got all of this time behind you, 2 decades and a half and countless hours, is there anything you would do differently?
No, nothing. It's not because I've not made mistakes in my life or something that could have been done better. The thing it would be is, we are here because everything that happened exactly the way that it is. If you change one thing, we would not be here.
It's extraordinary.
And I love being here.
Yeah.
So no, I would not change anything.
And our team as well, the dynamic of our team, the people inside of the team that make it possible. And
right.
The act of moving the pendulum forward for you is something that has been central to your being. You're pushing the envelope and trying to advance technology and push this thing forward. How do you stay motivated after all these years?
You've seen the artists. This is where the motivation comes, the ability to impact people in a positive way, and then they show you what can be done with the software that we're creating with ZBrush, that's been used by creative artists to create movies that we go and see, and games that we play. And do you need more than this to be motivated?
I absolutely agree with you, 100%. Okay, one last one for you before I let you go. Would you describe yourself as an inventor?
Yes, I would say so. Maybe dreamer. Obviously, in fact, you need to be somewhat of a dreamer to come up with an idea, and even though something is not, something that everyone looking at it in one way, trying to say, well, can I look at it differently? Mm-hmm. And then you find new aspect to it that other people did not find. And we've done this so many times with ZBrush. So yeah, we are explorers in a sense.
Yeah, I feel that too. An adventure that continues to unfold with courage at its core.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I just want to say thank you for sitting with me.
You're welcome.
And for taking the time to give us this behind the Z sort of look at
my pleasure.
What makes you tick. So on behalf of myself and everyone around the globe who is interested in ZBrush, even in the most minute sense, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Louis.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your hands together. Louder, 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 louder. You can stand for that. Guys, we wouldn't, all over the world, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. So we wanted to thank you, and we wanted to get it straight from the mouth of Ophir Alon himself. Wanted to make sure you all knew how special you were, each and every one of you.